All right, little guy, time for your third trip to Hawaii. Yay! Are you excited? Yay! So excited! Traveling 11 hours with a 6-month-old. So since this is my third time flying solo with my baby boy all the way to Hawaii for a work trip, I decided to upgrade for the first time ever to business first class. But I was put on the waiting list, so I wasn't sure if I actually got the ticket. And then at check-in, they told me that they still weren't sure. So anyway, now I'm checking the car seat and we'll be making our way to the gate where hopefully I'll find out if we actually got the first class ticket or not. At this point, all I could do is smile, be nice to the agent, and hope for the best. I just love that I actually had the option to upgrade using a combination of points and cash. So here we go. We have 2 flights lined up. We're flying from Pittsburgh to Denver and then Denver all the way to Honolulu. Getting patted down is so much fun at the airport. We made it through security and now I'm off to get a quick snack before the flight and then we'll go talk to the agent. You're so happy! So, moment of truth, we made it to the gate and they told me that they still weren't sure if I was on the first class list. They told me that if I would be on the first class list, that it would only apply to the long flight, even though I technically paid for it for the entire leg going all the way there. I have 2 flights, one that is like 2.5 hours and the other that is about 9.5 hours or so. So luckily my little guy is very go with the flow and he's just chilling and up and away. We'll keep you updated at the next place. This is what the itty-bitty changing table on the airplane looks like. As you can see, he barely fits, so yeah, not a lot of space. But he did so good on the flight, just hanging out. He's such a good little travel buddy. This was only a 3-hour flight, but it was fully booked, so our space was limited. I was just glad to have a window seat, and he fell asleep on me, and it was all good. It was so cute. He kept switching his sleeping positions, but he stayed asleep for a while, so that was great. Once we landed on our first stop, I just waited until everybody got off the plane and then picked him up so that we were kind of the last ones to get off the plane. Hi. Oh, it's really cold. You can see my breath. Bring it to me inside. This -10 here. Wow, that's crazy. Now this next part, I honestly wish that somebody would have filmed because I set up the stroller while holding my little guy in the carrier like a boss with one hand. So yeah, and then I put him in the stroller and then we made our way to the next gate to then again find out if we were in first class or not. Now my next flight was going all the way to Honolulu, but there wasn't anyone at the gate yet, so I couldn't confirm if I had the business class yet. So I went ahead and just purchased access to the business class lounge because I really wanted to go there and see what was inside. I had never been in there before and I was pleasantly surprised. It was pretty nice. They had a lot of good options. I conveniently got there right around 11 a.m., which was right when they were closing down the breakfast buffet and opening the lunch buffet, so I got to have both. And then on top of that, they had really nice restrooms as well as a wellness room for breastfeeding, and all of their food was just so good. Shortly-lived because we have to go board our airplane. We had a quick layover, but I'm so glad I got to check that out. That was actually my first time in a lounge like that nice. We've been in one other lounge before on my honeymoon. Well, I When I finally spoke with someone, they said, yes, I see that you paid the upgrade, but we don't have a ticket for you, unfortunately, so you'll have to sit in a normal seat and call corporate for a refund. Then after we sat down, a flight attendant came over and handed me a new ticket, and we got to move up to first class after all. Look at you. Look at you. Got a little face mask. What else did we get? I love that they gave us this whole little cosmetics bag with extra accessories and a blanket and all these nice things to use during the flight. I'm just so happy. Yeah. The legroom and extra footrest was definitely my favorite part about these seats, and it was just very relaxing. So while I was breastfeeding my baby, they actually came around and handed out champagne and fancy glasses to everyone in first class, but I said I would hold off until I was done breastfeeding. And then when I asked to have my glass, they were like, oh yeah, here you go. And they just gave it to me in this blue plastic cup. And I was kind of sad about it that I didn't get like a fancy glass, but that's okay. It's probably safer anyways.
What you looking at? You got a napkin? Yeah. Also, can I have your attention, please?
These were absolutely delicious. So seriously, the craziest thing happened. We sat in this airplane without moving, like the airplane did not move for 3 whole hours. We sat here in the very possible best place in the airplane. And I'm so glad that we were up here because they were trying to refuel the plane and apparently they couldn't refuel it because it was too cold. They said the valve kept freezing and that's why they couldn't refuel and we couldn't leave. So we just stayed in here and they kept saying, oh, people could deboard if you want to, but we will leave without you. Like that's literally what they said. They're like, if you are not on the airplane when we are ready to go, like we will leave. So nobody got off the airplane because they didn't want the airplane to leave them behind. It was crazy. So we just literally sat here and played and hung out for 3 hours before the flight even began. And this was about a 9-hour flight. My favorite thing about sitting in first class was that the seats went all the way back so I could lay down and snuggle with my baby. Hi! Yeah! Hi! In case you're curious if the first class bathroom was any different, it was about the same in here except for we had these fancy hand lotions. Otherwise, it's about the same. So since we had to wait so long, we relaxed for a while and then decided to get up and get some exercise since we were still not moving yet. So we decided to go back into the economy class and go visit some friends that we had made while waiting in line. And then shortly after, we returned back to our seat. And in addition to having this fancy looking remote here for my own TV, it was way warmer in first class than it was in economy class, like way warmer. They were freezing back there. I felt really bad for them. Luckily, I saw the flight attendants bringing around hot tea and blankets and things like that, so that's at least helpful. Truly, I just can't believe that it took so long for us to just get going, but my little guy was such a trooper this whole time, and I'm so thankful that we ended up sitting in first class. And naturally, as soon as we took off, he fell asleep. It was like clockwork. So good. I definitely recommend if you're ever gonna fly with a baby, have them suck on either a pacifier or a bottle or breastfeed during takeoff and landing. It really helps their ears adjust to the pressure change.
We are happy to have you on board, and we are sorry about not leaving on time.
While he was napping, this was a perfect time for me to have a snack, and they brought it in a glass dish or ceramic dish, something fancier. Pretty cool. I also got hot water with lemon to warm up a little bit. Now look who's awake. I love that this seat also had enough space for me to hold him while also having my tray table down. So with that, he was able to have his toys here, and I was able to order dinner, and actually the food was so much better in first class than in economy class. I actually really enjoyed it, which is rare because I usually don't like any of the plane food.
What do you think? Want to eat on that?
My little guy is just starting to eat solids, but he really enjoys just teething, and cold sliced cucumber is usually one that he likes. Seriously though, my food was so good. I was definitely pleasantly surprised.
What do you think?
Little guy was just so curious. He was definitely exploring anywhere that he could. I just had to make sure he didn't pull everything off the tray. We also got really lucky and had really nice neighbors. All the people sitting around us were talking about how cute he was and how well behaved he was. And I think the guy sitting next to me said that he has kids too. And I just love sitting next to other parents because they get it. And it was really cool. I find that when I'm traveling with my babies, most people really are genuinely nice and offer to help.
Time to get you a new diaper. Yay! And we're all clean once again. Yeah. Tired. Yeah.
The airplane turned the lights off for a little bit, which was a perfect opportunity for my little guy to take another nap. I didn't nap, but it felt good to just relax. That seat was so comfortable. And while he was sleeping in my arms, all sweet and soundly, I went ahead and was able to have a first class beverage. So I had a little glass of Bailey's, and that was really nice. And after that nice little relaxing time, they turned on the lights nice and bright. And soon after, they brought another meal. I snacked a little bit, but he just kept sleeping away in my arms. It was so sweet. And then they turned the lights off again. Honestly, I didn't even really use my TV most of this flight because we were just kind of relaxing and playing, and it was pretty good.
You know it's 1 a.m. at home, huh? This is so Hello, Hawaii! Yeah! And you did so good! Yeah!
Well, I'm so proud of my little guy. He did so good. 6-month-old flying all the way to Honolulu for the 3rd time, but this was his first time riding first class. And we met up with my mom here. She flew here as well to meet us here to help me take care of him during a big conference that I am helping manage. I'm running all of the marketing for a huge major tech conference that's happening here, and I'm still full-time breastfeeding my baby. So that's why it was really important that I bring him. And yeah, thank you so much for tagging along with me. If you enjoy twin mom life, family travel tips, or boss mom entrepreneur content, I hope that you subscribe. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you soon in the next one.